Hi, it's Hazel. Excuse me, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Naka Design. If you can see this pile of these plastic containers, you can probably guess that this is going to be another organizing video. I am on a major kick, doing some long overdue rearranging here in the studio. And to support that endeavor, I'm going to get this out of the way. I just wanted to show you the configuration. Now, I imagine these are probably intended for kitchen drawers, where you can put your various tools. Of course, they, it seems that it's a bit of a crapshoot as to whether or not it actually is the shape and config. Well, I guess the shape is obvious, but the configuration that you actually need. And I have been using them. So that is one thing I wanted to show you. Sometimes a person can also get these. Now this pebbled bottom I think was intended to be used in a fridge. So if something oozes, it collects there. And the other thing that I have a great number of lately are these sorts of boxes. Cardboard box with, what do you call it? Acetate cover. Now, because I bought an auction lot of greeting cards. I've put together assortments, by the way, vintage greeting cards in my Maker's Market shop on district.net. Anyway, that's just to show you that we don't have to spend any money, even thrift price money, to find storage solutions. Oh, and I should say, Deanna, Misorganized, I had you in mind as I was doing this because, as you can tell by her handle, she loves organizing videos. This has nothing to do with anything I'm saying here. Testers is the brand name, for the paint and so on for model kits. So I guess my husband I suspect this is Princess Auto, and saw these, I guess these are called G-clamps, but are those not the cutest things you've ever seen? So I guess this biggest one has an opening of 1.57 inches, and this tiniest one is 0.66 of an inch. And this is a little stand to put your clamp into if you're like, okay, here I guess they're painting a propeller or something. Now, will I ever use, he bought two, one for him, one for me. Will I ever use it? I don't know, but by golly, I have it now. So I just wanted to show you something really cute to start with. Okay, so what are we doing today? A long time ago, like years ago, oh, it might have been good to wipe these out, hey? A long time ago, I bought these little, I don't know what, they look like baking pans to me. They look like miniature bread pans. Because, of course, when my parents ran a bakery for, 66 to 85, so a good 20 years, bread pans were always strapped together like this with, heavy-duty metal, so that when you were putting things into the oven or taking them out, you were doing it, rather than one at a time, but four at a time. And because they were strapped together, you didn't leave the last one or the first one that went in, you didn't leave it behind. So I'm just giving these a kind of a dry wipe because I do want to get on with this. Now, I have an old office desk that I use, and it has a center drawer. And one of these days, very soon, maybe even the next one, we will be looking at what I've done in the drawer. And this is a first step to that. I've already tested that these are shallow enough to fit in the drawer. Now the drawer is really big. It's about 22 or 3 inches wide. And I think it's the depth of the desk, which is humongous. Now it's not as practical reaching the stuff at the back of the drawer, but so what I thought, because I've rearranged my whole desktop. Oh, did I say that I bid on a whole bunch of organizing stuff at an auction? So you know those, the outside dimensions are 14.5 by 14.5 by 14.5, and they're the white cubes with the slots, the pre-drilled slots for shelves or dividers. And I ponied up some money for this because I'm getting a little tired of having everything sort of a one or two of. I wanted a more unified look. I wanted a more uniform look. So I actually bid on 2 lots, a lot of 4 and then a lot of 8. So I ended up with 12 of those. And so I had to reconfigure my desk, and one of these days I'll show you what, but I've got, it gets ugly before it gets better. So we're in the severely ugly stage. Anyway, one of the things, now my light is perched up on there. I have a little, Rubbermaid is the brand, a little 5 drawer. So this is the size of the unit times 5. That I have all my labels and stuff in. Now, at one point, or a couple of points in my life, I had them sorted, like sort of the Artie Mays ones, the Tracy Fox ones, the other people's digitals, and so on. But it doesn't take long for things to get out of kilter. So what I was hoping was that between these little trays that would be open, that would not take up any real estate on my desk, but all I'd have to do is roll my chair back, pull the drawer open, maybe take one of these out of the drawer, put it on the workspace here, show you what I'm doing. So this is going to be, now you can see that some I've clamped together, and maybe I should leave the clips on them. Okay, these are obviously some weird shapes that I cut. And look, I even inked them with those definition stamps. So kindness, create, blah, blah, blah. So maybe let's start out by making space in this drawer, in these drawers, by using, oh, great. Okay, all these have to be trimmed and re-inked. Obviously, this is too big. These came out of a Stamperia kit or something that I bought. Okay, these are Artie Mays ones. I love them. Finally, something that fits. Now, I don't know. Well, we'll see how this goes. Will I have a whole pan of numbers? I don't know. Now I've got weird stuff like this. It's got a little, I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a little tiny punch out there. So again, it would be good. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe make some piles first of all. I really like those labels too that I got somewhere. Here are these illuminated letters. There will be many of these as well. But if I do some preliminary sorting, no, why is this? Anyway, I guess that's similar. Then a person will get a good idea of quantity. And, okay, so these are these are kind of miniature. Well, we'll put that over there. I started, I kind of was defaulting to throwing everything in here just to get it off my desk. I think these are Tracy Fox things, so we can, well, let's just put that there for the time being. Again, more digital ephemera. Now, because I have my beautiful metal thingamajig, yeah, that's a word, with, how many? 18 drawers. I have space to probably put these kinds of bigger pieces, oh, you can't see it, I'm sure, these kinds of things in one of those drawers and keep these strictly for the smaller elements. So I have, it seems, a bunch of these. Now there's a little hole to punch out there. I think I would also start a pile for labels. So blank labels where you could add something, you know, a word, a sentiment, something. So I should have said at the beginning, but of course you could do that at any point. You can pause right now, not end, but pause while you run and get something to sort. Because I think that a lot of us really are very, I don't know, soothed? Is that the word? Are soothed by the process of sorting, because it is kind of a Zen, forget about the world, forget about the things you should be doing but aren't. So it's an escape, and there seems to be a result at the end. You know, you got something to show for, even though maybe your friends or family that walk into your room think, oh, so you did what all day? Because it wouldn't be obvious to the average onlooker. Look at these cute little, oh, I thought they were going to be library cards, but there's some other sort of a document. So, hopefully you have paused and you're back with your own something that is annoying you. Let me move these guys so I can make a few more piles over here. And I'm sorry if you can't see everything, but you can see the important stuff. I think I will make another pile with numbers. So definitions will, for the time being, all go in the same place. And if I want to further sort something, you know, like botanical or whatever, after that, you know, like when all is well in my world and I have nothing left in the world to do except that, maybe I'll tackle that. Okay. What is this? Throw that over there. Clock. There will probably be a number of those. There's another label. Okay, these came out of I probably had to fussy cut these. You know, little, but they're themed, so I'll keep them together as well. These are adhesive. I'll start, that's kind of bigger than, it obviously won't fit in a little baking pan, so. Oh, and these are tiny little page numbers with some kind of a, what is that anyway? I don't even know what that is. And why did I think that was worth saving? They're so tiny as to almost be useless. And I love these. They came out of some book, as you can see. definition. This is another Artie Mays, but it's a sentiment, not a definition. So I don't know. I'll start a pile. We'll see if some of this stuff gets combined. And this is a sticker, but it's, I should try. I don't have many of them. I should put this on a pile to you. Oh, look. From one of those message boards. Is this cracked? Is that why it's here? Better put that aside. I'm going to put, if I find the others, or when I find the others, I'll keep them together and should once and for all, you know, figure out a way to use them. So that could mean like hitting the top part, the raised part, with distress oxide or chalk or something to that effect. I was in the city yesterday. Oh, look, these are the label, the interesting part of an embroidery floss label. So, I don't know, I got that. I think I lifted these up, but I probably didn't say anything. These are teeny tiny, from here to here, little stickers that could also be inked up and used. So maybe for now I'll put them with the blank, these guys. These guys should probably be with my die cuts as opposed to here. Oh, found another one. Not the greatest letters. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, remember when there was like the Columbia Record Club? And you'd get that brochure. Are these, oh, maybe they are gummed. Maybe not. Anyway, you'd get these little tiny thumbnails. Of course, nobody called anything a thumbnail back then. You get these tiny little thumbnails and you could pick, oh my goodness, you could pick 7 or 13 or whatever the number was of albums that you wanted. And then, of course, you had to pay with your soul after that to, you know, so the company could recoup its money. And because everything was, you know, by mail back in the day, if you missed the deadline, you got the automatic selection and you were stuck with it, baby. So, yeah, I think that annoyed more than a few people. I think I got that as a gift when I was a teenager. Okay, one empty drawer. What you can't see is that I just dumped it here on the desk. Okay, that goes there. Yikes. Now these sorts of sentiments, I don't know, to be honest, what I'm going to do with them, because I do have to go through sentiments. I shudder. I consider myself a fairly brave person, a courageous person, but I shudder to think about how that might go. And I think even though these are stickers, mind you, a person couldn't write on there even if you wanted to. Don't think. Should probably test those before I decide to keep them. And then I have little things like this that were thrown in here. It's almost like anything that was small, I threw into a drawer. Number one, because it was nice and handy. Blank. Sentiment. So even something like this, it came off packaging. I'm going to put it over here with the more involved, like the little mini digitals there. This is something I must have ripped off a box. This is a sticker. This is big. I'll put it with the oversized stuff. I'm putting this, I'm making a pile off to the side with that. Some kind of a digital. Okay, now I have a number of these. Here's another one of those sentiments from Artie Mays. Whoops, I can't pick it up. I'm going to put this here. These are a variety of things. Some of them are in French. Okie dokie. And then what is this? I must have punched that out because I have an oval punch. So oh, these are tiny little thumbnails from a calendar. So I would say this is more ephemera than labels. And these are all small digitals, so I'll throw those with the other digitals. Now these are, this must have come off a roll, and obviously this is all I have. So I'm going to put this with the blank ones because obviously, you know, a person could, oh, I don't have that thing here to show you, but you know, those little date stamps or whatever could easily be stamped on there. This is a one of, what does it say? Oh, it would help to look at the right side. Classic clips. And I think we've seen these before. So I guess, and these little parts are numbered. So fold down number 1 first, number 2, number 3, and it would hold something together. So I don't know. I'll put that aside because, again, it's one of. Okay. Let's see what else we might encounter. Obviously, I'm not going to do everything with you because that would just be painful. So I obviously have these numbers, you know, that medical filing system. So we'll keep these with numbers. Price tag. Big. I'm going to call this blank even though it has some decoration on it. I don't know about that. We'll see. So then there, and this is probably, oh, and I have this. Somebody must have given to me. So it's a 2-part price tag. So I'll put that off to the side because that's probably a one of also. Okay, so these are going to be like what some of the big girls say. These are Tracy labels. And it's like you don't even need to explain, well, who is Tracy? Tell me more, tell me more. Button up. Huh, I don't know what that one's about. Maybe there are more like that. This is an Artie Mays. I'll put that with those other ones. Now these came from I think her name Sherry? Oh, I can't think of her name. I mean, I can't think of her channel name. This would be, okay, I'm doing this with you guys, obviously, because some of you tell me that you like spending time with me and that you, you know, you like I do, if you're watching watching videos, in fact, you're listening to videos and doing one's own thing, because let's face it, no one would ever accomplish anything if they just were glued to the tube and not accomplishing something of their own work. Okay, so these I clamped together for a reason. Not quite sure why. We'll throw that in there. This is that same lady's Now, do you think I ever need to fussy cut another label? Probably not. Okay, that one goes there. That's a Tracy one. These are printed, so I'm going to throw those over there with the digitals. This is like cardstock. We'll put that with the big stuff. Same story here. And you can see why, or at least I'm hoping, that this is an Artie Mays also. And again, does it matter? You're probably thinking, well, I don't have anything Artie Mays. Why is she telling me that? As long as I can differentiate, remember what I got where, if I put all of the like ones together, then I will know what I'm going to get if I reach into that little bin. So, and I love these numbers. These are Artie Mays also, because quite often you don't have anything black, and sometimes that's the only thing you need. So because I'm rapidly running out of space here, what I should do is pick up some of these things. So these are all alphabets or all letters. They might, well, I don't know. I guess I'll combine these two. Clearly, they're different. Now, how long will they stay separated like this? Who knows? Till the first time I touch them. Now, okay, so these are letters. Okay, so I have some typewriter keys, and these were a punch out, so maybe I will devote one more little compartment for miscellaneous letters. I will start a third tray here. No, I'll take those out. This has numbers in it already. I'll put those little oval ones. That's an Artie Mays. Those can go together. I've already separated and clipped them at some other point. So this will be the number tray. Do you feel like we're doing a shell game here? Okay, so numbers. The heck is that? Now, of course, I'm just going to tear this so it fits. A person will still need to obviously dig through these little trays, but if you think to yourself, oh, a number would be perfect here, at least you're only having to look, you know, maybe in one little tray. Because I wouldn't think of sorting, in this particular case, I wouldn't think of sorting these guys by color, because most of them are going to be, why does this seem too long? Most of these are going to be sort of a neutral vintage color. Okay, those hexagon ones go there. Not sure what that is. That's a number. Get rid of the garbage. More numbers. More miscellaneous letters. Definitions or sentiments. And heaven help a person if you spill your tray. This is, I think, well, obviously one of those vintage things to add, like to a mailbox or something like that. So that's sort of a category of its own as well. Number. Now maybe, for now, I'll put these definitions back here, and I'll have to, you know, fix up that sorting. Since I have clamps on them already, I would just, oh, and this is something that I stamped. Now, do I want, maybe I should put these labels that have numbers, like this and the previous one. Again, there will be no perfection here, but it has to be less of a dog's breakfast than what I have currently. Not quite sure when this will air. I'll put this in here for the time being, but they might not. They might get chucked, because obviously I have many other I think that these sort of one-word sentiments, I will just put, I'd call that a number. I'll just put them in a new compartment, just for the sake of moving this mess out of here. This is a punch, like the waste product of a punching thing. Talked to my daughter-in-law the other day and found out that the younger grandson has been kind of sick, puking, coughing, running a fever, having a fever spike, and it's been going on a long time, and he's missing school and so on. I think it started like the Black Friday weekend, so it's been a while, so I guess she took him to the doctor. It's not the flu, it's not pneumonia, it's not, what was the third thing it wasn't? Can't remember. But if the advice was to, if there is a sustained raised temperature for 5 days, not counting spikes or, can't remember what the other thing was, spikes or, I'd be a fine nurse, wouldn't I? Then, you know, bring him back for more testing or whatever. So that's a wee bit scary. Like, apparently there's pneumonia going around, and I did see something on TV the other day about walking pneumonia. Didn't know that was a thing. Mind you, what I don't know could be could be used to paper a room. Here's another number. That's just a word. Okay. Oh, here's my drawer. I figured, oh, that was quick work. Well, no, it wasn't. The drawer is still full. So I'm not going to obviously do all of this with you, because that would be, as much as I like spending time with you, that would not be very, I mean, that would be, for you, it would be like the equivalent of watching grass grow. So you don't need that. Okay, so you've seen me do these numbers. Well, there are also these letters, so I'm going to throw that in there. More of these weirdo letters. Oh, look, here's another one of those kind of. So this, I think, came off a hank of ribbon or something. Beldings, 9 feet, made in Canada. So I'll put that with that other, where's that other foil thing? Don't know, but it'll show up. I can't wait to see what all this cleaning reveals to me with all the items I've misplaced. And you know, because I kind of like fussy cutting, if I buy a digital, or if I buy, a digital or a book or whatever, I'm going to start fussy cutting. But believe it or not, there are some people out there who just leave things on a sheet. Now, I'm not sure where they keep those sheets and how they remember to use, you know, what they have and where to look and blah, blah, blah. But, and then they just cut out the thing they need and everything else is intact. Now, obviously, I hate watching videos like that where people are at the last minute are finding something and then starting to cut it out. I think to myself, oh, brother, I'm not here to watch you cut. But I guess the same could be said of somebody sorting through little itty bitsy pieces of paper like I'm doing. So I guess there's no pleasing everyone. And it's insanity to try. I think this is going to make my life considerably better, or more efficient, let's just say that. Obviously, some of these paper clips probably popped off something that I had attempted to sort in the past. I like the look of the typewriter keys. I have an Underwood typewriter. You know, one of those old-fashioned ones. never tried to use it. I'm sure that the ribbon is long since dried up, but and if I don't have a million little containers to attempt to sort things, and this fussy cut, oh my God. I talk about its twin in dusty pink in a recent video. Oh, I should also say, I'm not quite sure when this will air. I hope it airs in time. Tammy Renee, please check. You need to be reaching out to me. Tammy Renee, calling Tammy Renee in Florida. I would hate to have to redraw because I like the idea of somebody that I know and somebody who has supported me. You know, she's bought things from me through auction and so on. I like the idea of sending a prize to her. Okay, let me check the time. That means standing up. Oh, you know what? I'm surprised I can stand up. Today, when I woke up and had to make 11 trips to and from the garage to haul in those cubes. Well, no, let me back up. Yesterday, it was unbelievably warm. I didn't watch the news, so I don't know what the official high was, but I know at one point my car said it was +8, which was crazy. I mean, it was nice, but, you know, this is my first rodeo. I know damn well that it's going to cool off, and whatever melts is going to freeze, and so on. There's a little G. And so when I left the house yesterday morning, and I left kind of early because I had to go and pick up my auction items and so on. And then we were having our junk journal group meeting in the evening. So I thought, oh, good, kill two birds with one stone. Anyway, and it was windy. So I leave the house, and at the bottom of the stairs, we have, I think, maybe is it 5 stairs or so to go down and to get to the patio level, to get to ground level. And between the wind and this sheer patch of ice, like there was no way for me to get, I mean, I suppose I could have broken trail through some snow and walked down the driveway and made a big loop around. But anyway, really sheer ice and a large area. Somehow I managed to get there without killing myself, breaking my neck. And so I'm thinking, oh, what, like my husband had meetings, but what is going, like, well, he'll get home before I will. What is he going to do about that ice? Blah, blah, blah. What has the sun and the warm weather done about that ice? Anyway, I get home last night and it was pretty darn good, which was great. But then overnight, of course, it got cold. The weather did a kooky turn for the worse, and it was quite a bit colder today. And I had those 11 trips to make. Anyway, so if I went either to the right or to the left, I could miss this remaining patch of ice. Well, and that's what I was doing. Until I guess I got overconfident or something. I hit the ground. Like, I mean, honestly, sometimes you wish you had a surveillance camera or something to know what the heck just happened. because literally you could not reconstruct that if you tried. Anyway, so I'm thinking, I didn't cry. I'm thinking to myself, oh, my left knee, my poor left knee. I don't remember if that's the same knee that I had a problem with earlier, but the pain that I was aware of was my left knee and my left ankle. I had as is probably a dumb habit, I always slip my iPhone into my back pocket of my jeans. My phone must not have hit the concrete because it's fine. Of course, we've got the padded derriere, shall we say, to protect. But anyway, I was able to get up, which is always a good sign since I was home alone. But man, oh man, did that happen fast. And, you know, sometimes day 2 is worse than the first day of an injury. So we'll see what happens when I wake up tomorrow. But, oh, that was a long-winded story to say. I wonder if I can stand up to check the time. Oh, 46 minutes. That's plenty long for this endeavor. So, guys, if you were having fluctuations in temperature, freeze-thaw cycles, wherever you are, please be careful. It happens in faster than the blink of an eye, and sometimes the results, the injury, the damage lasts for the rest of your life. And if it doesn't last that long, it certainly necessitates the need for, you know, maybe an emergency room visit, massage therapy, physiotherapy, you know, whatever. So it's just prevention is always the best. The best strategy. Anyway, I'll stop. I'll carry on with this myself, and then I will. Oh, and I also have these kind. These look like Scrabble letters, but they're actually magnets, but they're thin. I haven't used any of them yet, but definitely should be. Let's give them a little bend, a little tray, because goodness knows I have enough of them. Anyway, thanks for being here, and I think probably the next thing you see will be me sorting my center desk drawer. Oh, and as if I didn't have enough definitions, look, I printed them. What would that be? 2 to a page? 4 to a page? I don't know. Crazy. Anyway, I think I've got all of these magnets now. Okay, guys, we will see you in the next one, and I hope that if you're organizing, that you're getting that endorphin benefit from doing something like this that you enjoy and that relaxes you. Okay, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.